What's up YouTube? Today we'll continue with my series Investing in Greatness. Today's the number 22, you can check the other ones on my YouTube channel. There is actually a playlist for all of them. Today's player will be Karim Benzema, legendary player. But before I start talking about him, let me say one thing. If you can give a like to this video, I will be very thankful for that. In the end, is the best way to support my work. Apart from that, a lot of viewers are not even subscribers. You can change that and I will be very thankful if you are subscribing to my channel. So let's move on into the disclaimer. A very short one, but a very important one. No financial advice. eBay links on the description are affiliated links and they support the channel. Any card I will be showing today, I can be buying or selling. And English is not my main language. Any types of mispronunciations, I'm sorry for that. So a couple of days ago, I ended up putting a poll on my YouTube tab community. And by the way, you guys should check that out because I put a lot of content there nowadays. And I said, you guys can decide. Do you guys want the next investing in greatness in Kaká or Benzema? This was super close. Benzema ended up winning with 51%. For me, this is almost a tie. So I will go with Benzema, but I will make, I would say soon, one with Kaká and Rivaldo. Since I already end up promising you guys that I will do investing in greatness in Rivaldo, I thought Kaká and Rivaldo deserve one. Why not do it together? So let's move on and let's start talking about Karim Benzema career. A crazy one, 4 Champions League, by the way, for Real Madrid, which is even more impressive since we are talking about the biggest club in the world. 3 times La Liga, 4 times League One, 1 Nations League with France, 3 times French Player of the Year, and many more. Look, his career is insane. Real Madrid legend, one of the best players in the world. You can make a solid argument that he's top 3 in the world right now with Salah and Lewandowski. Very popular player, 34 million followers on Instagram. Those soccer players are all stars. There is no way around that. They are superstars. Playing at top level yet. His career is already crazy, but he's far from done. Similar to the last investing in greatness with Thomas Muller. 4 Champions League for the biggest club in the world will always be part of history. There is no way. Look, when you look at the history of soccer 20 years from now, 30 years from now, look, talking about Real Madrid won 4 Champions League, not in a row because 3 in a row, but 1 was not in a row. But still, quite impressive. And Karim Benzema was part of that team, was a key player on that team. Stayed in the shadow of Cristiano Ronaldo for a long time. Since Cristiano Ronaldo ended up leaving, I believe Benzema ended up becoming the man at Real Madrid, and that's quite important for his legacy. Was an amazing player with Cristiano Ronaldo, don't get me wrong. Cristiano Ronaldo ended up scoring crazy amounts of goals at Real Madrid, and Benzema was a key player on that because ended up giving a lot of assists, working for him. So again, similar actually to Wayne Rooney at Manchester United, and for me, no doubt one of the best players in the last decade. Similar to players like Muller, Suarez, Benzema is an all-time great, and his market is still in an early phase. So let's move on, because one thing that when I start talking about players that are still playing, they are not done yet. And like I said, Benzema is playing at a crazy level right now. He's one of the best players in the world. Again, if you want to say Benzema is the best player in the world, I think you can make arguments. Look, for me, again, it's between Lewandowski, Salah, and Benzema. But Benzema is on that type of tier players right now. So look, Champions League all-time top goal scorers. I know I already made a video about this, but I still think it's important to remember. Benzema is at number 4 with 76 goals, which again, crazy number. Do I think we'll surpass Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo? I doubt that. But the battle between Lewandowski and Benzema will be very interesting to see what player will finish in the top 3. If I had to guess, probably I actually would say Lewandowski, but this will be very interesting to see. And by the way, even if you finish at top 4, there is no shame into that. I mean, we are talking about the biggest competition for clubs in the world. And if you are top 4, come on, you are an all-time great. I mean, there is no way around that. Real Madrid, all-time top goal scorers. I mean, the first one is Cristiano Ronaldo, but Cristiano Ronaldo is at number 1 at a lot of stats, so it is what it is. But as you can see, Karim Benzema is on the number is number 4. And look, this Stefan, I would say this is a given. Karim Benzema will surpass this Stefan. Raul, is 20 goals is still a lot, but I think this is a question of time, to be fair. So Karim Benzema most likely, because nothing is guaranteed, but most likely will finish at number 2 all-time goal scorer for Real Madrid. Can he surpass Cristiano Ronaldo? Look, that I don't think is totally impossible. It all depends if you can play, let's say, 5 or 6 more seasons at high level, which again is difficult, but not out of possibilities, I would say. So again, Karim Benzema at least number 2. I can see that becoming a reality, probably even this season. So very interesting to see. And looking at now with France, and by the way, Benzema was off of the team for a long time because of one controversy with, I believe, Balbuena. You guys can look that on YouTube, on Google. But he's at number 5, and as you can see, 36 goals. The number 2 is 36, or in this case, 10 more goals. Oliver Giroud, and Giroud is still a player playing, but I don't think he right now is a player that the French national team will care a lot, since he's not playing at high level anymore. So Benzema scoring 10 more goals, is that easy? Of course not. Nothing is easy, but I think it's a possibility. So I think there is a scenario that Karim Benzema and Griezmann will fight for the number 2 spot, but even for the number 1 spot, to be fair. I know Thierry Henry, by the way, one of my favorite players ever, but Griezmann and Karim Benzema, they will most likely pass Thierry Henry. Is that a given? No, because I mean, for Griezmann he needs 9 goals. Is still a lot. But with World Cup coming, with so many friendly matches going on right now, I think that will be a strong possibility. So this will be very interesting. I think Karim Benzema is far from done. And by the way, Karim Benzema plays for France, and France is one of the favorites to win the next World Cup. Do I believe that will happen? Look, I can't predict. I don't have a crystal ball, but there is a scenario, at least on that front. Real Madrid, again, always one of the favorites to win La Liga, to win Champions League. So Karim Benzema in the next couple of years, I would say 3-4 years, I can see him winning a lot of things. His career is already insane, but will become even better if I had to guess. So Benzema rookie material, and look, there is a couple of rookies for Benzema. If you want to go with the first card, the first is actually quite easy. Is the 2005 WCF card. This is an interesting case because WCF, a lot of people do not like those type of cards. I disagree. I think those cards are totally fine. They are not difficult to find, but condition rarity is a thing in my perspective. And I end up choosing the SGC total because they have way more graded than PSA. But if you want to do a more complete research, you should look at BGS, PSA, SGC, etc. I end up going with the company that actually have more pop. In this case, for the WCF card is SGC with 15 copies with 0 10s, and the top grade is 9. And I also believe the top grade on PSA is 8 or 9. So there is no 10s. And the SGC 9 sold for 175 USDs, which again I don't think is a bad number, but knowing those cards are condition rarity, and knowing that Benzema, in my perspective, have a lot of room to grow, I think that SGC 9 will be a very good deal in the long run. SGC always sells for a discount, you guys know this at this point, but looking at this card, look, you can make different arguments for this card. Some people will say it's the true rookie, and there is some arguments on that, since this is a licensed product, is from Panini, and is actually 1 year early than the other rookie material that I will talk about. So if you want to go with the true rookie, which is a weird concept, by the way, because saying it's true rookie means the other rookies are not real or something like that. But again, this is actually the early card. So if you care about that, this is the card you should get. Some people, and in other sports, especially baseball, NBA, you see a lot of that concept going around. Some people will call this the pre-rookie, okay? Which is weird because he's already playing at high level. So again, make your opinion. I like all of the cards I will show on the rookie material. This is one of my favorites, to be fair. Keep one thing in mind. those cards, they tend to be easy to find since this is the base product for the LCCF, which was a very well distributed type of product, but condition rarity could be a thing. The main rookie, the one that the market liked the most, and I personally like this card quite a lot, is the 2006-2007 Panini Foot Karim Benzema. So as you can see, this is not 2005, it's 2006. This is a beautiful sticker. In terms of lineage, it's way stronger than the LCCF. There is nowhere on that. I mean, you guys understand why. Panini Foot, look, so many legendary rookies on that front. I mean, think about Thierry Henry and Zinedine Zidane, Trezeguet, Ribéry, Drogba. A lot of legendary players have their rookie on Panini Foot. So in terms of lineage, I like it quite a lot. And I would say one thing, I don't think this sticker is crazy rare like the Zinedine Zidane one, for example. But Panini Foot, at least my experience, and look, with time, if the awareness keeps growing, we need to assess the market in a different way. But in my experience, Panini Foot stickers, they tend to be quite difficult to find in general. On this Benzema card, I would put on that front also because, look, again, you can find a couple of those on eBay since the Benzema market did not explode yet, or maybe will never explode. I personally believe a lot on his market, but they are not that easy to find, especially when you compare with the LCCF card, okay? So on that front, PSA total have 18, and PSA 10's 0. The top grade is actually 9. Again, condition rarity seems like will be a thing. There is no 10s. And the PSA 9 sold for a little bit over $400. So you can see that people consider this the main rookie versus the LCF, even if the LCF is 1 year early. I love both. I think if you want to invest in Benzema, you should take a look at both. In the end, entry point is the most important thing, and maybe you can even find more opportunity on the LCF. If you are a collector that care a lot about lineage, and I'm that type of collector, to be fair, I think this is an amazing card to own. Another card that I would say is rookie material is the second year the LCF card, which is quite weird because there is one early. But this is still a 2006 card, so that's why I'm sharing with you. PSA total and SEC is actually 0, nothing graded. You can find those actually quite cheap on eBay, so maybe you can see some time of flipping opportunity, I would say. Who knows? Again, I'm not trying to predict the market on that sense, but this seems weird because there is one on 2005. The reality is this is still 2006, so for some people this will still be rookie material. All of those cards I'm talking about, I will leave a link on the description, so check that. It's a eBay affiliate link that actually supports the channel, and I put a lot of effort doing videos like this. There is a lot of research to do videos where I show all the rookies, all the pops. I do a lot of research, so if you click on those links to eventually or potentially buy one of those cards, I will get a small commission. So thank you so much if you are supporting the channel that way. Another thing, and this will be almost a revelation for a lot of you guys, there is actually a card on 2006 from Panini, Derby Total. I put rookie question mark for one reason. See, this is the card, as you can see, Benzema dribbling a player, but the card actually does not say Benzema, says action card, card action, which I believe means action card. This is a game very popular actually in Europe at the time. There is a second year card for Messi with this set. This was specific for League One, the French league, but at the time they made for different regions this type of derby total game. And again, I'm not sure if most of you guys will consider this rookie or not. He is from 2006, but is a card that the name of the card is actually card action. Again, if you guys have any more information on this, and I have some people from France watching my videos, please provide on the comments. There is not a lot of information on this. I end up doing a lot of research. I actually end up finding the checklists for the set in question, Derby Total Evolution 2006-2007, and as you can see, Lyon starts right there and goes into this, and there is no Benzema on the checklist, but there is a special card with the name, like I said, Card Action, and you can see Benzema on the photo. So if you are a Benzema collector, I think this is interesting. I think you guys should take a look. This is the normal card on the set, which says the name of the player. In this case, I believe is Vitolin Wilton or something like that. I don't know this player. So this is an interesting case. As you can see, this is the album, this is the pack, so this is a product licensed by Panini. So some people will consider this rookie, some people say, nah, it's just a photo of Benzema, but it's not. Is again, you make your narrative. I think this is. I'm surprising a lot of people with this card in particular, since I know don't a lot of people have no idea this card exists. What I would say is. Right now, I believe there is one on eBay. Again, and don't quote me on this. I was looking research a couple of days ago. Maybe it's not there anymore, but I believe there is one on eBay. But there is only one. So in terms of rarity, right now seems very difficult to find. But what I would say is the market is so new for Benzema. Those type of products, they tend to be very well distributed, if you ask me. So I'm not sure if the rarity is strong, super strong on this card or not. There is a scenario that could be true, by the way, but wait and see. Okay, if you can find one of those cheap, I think it is a nice card to own if you are a Benzema collector. But in general, don't think this is crazy rare just because there is one on eBay. With time, more will come into the market if the Benzema market starts to grow substantially. Okay, next one. And before I go into other relevant cards for Benzema, I will go very quick into this because I know you guys are very, you guys get annoyed for me to basically promote my other channels, in this case my Patreon community and my Discord community. But I think this is important, guys. If you love my videos on YouTube, there is a likely scenario you love my videos on Patreon. And on Patreon, I answer a lot of questions. You can interact with me way easily than on YouTube, and we are more than 70 members. And with time, I at least is what I'm trying to build right now is a great community, and with time I will do more content for Patreon. So if you want content almost every day, being part of the Patreon is quite important. You need to pay around $10 plus taxes, I would say. I guess it depends from country to country, but another thing that is free, no, not another thing, a thing that is free is my Discord server, link below the video. We are more than 400 members, and it's amazing. It's an amazing place to learn about pre-modern. So check both links. Again, you don't need to support me on Patreon, but if you do, thank you so much. Other relevant cards for Benzema. Let me say one thing because I think this is important. Look, when you start talking about a player like Benzema, since his rookie material is still so cheap, I personally think you should focus on that. But again, it's all about entry point. And with time, if, and this is a big if, by the way, the Benzema market keeps growing, and those rookie cards, let's say the WCCV card, instead of $20, is now $100. Maybe a lot of people will be out of that market or think it's not worth it. And with that, second year cards, first cards with France, first cards with Real Madrid will be more attractive to you. So there is that narrative. That's why I'm showing other relevant cards. And I'm choosing second year cards. There is WCCV cards on second year. In this case, will be third year cards for WCCV. So that's why I end up not putting out WCCV on second year. Those are the best ones, the black borders. Since this is the perfect lineage, is Panini Foot 2008, which represents 2007-2008 season. There is this sticker from Champions League, which is very popular, and I see a lot of people putting rookie cards for rookie sticker for Benzema. This is not rookie. Don't get tricky by that. It's actually a second year card for Benzema, and there is actually another one that tends to be quite difficult to find. Panini Show Brasileiro, a issue released in Brazil with Benzema. Again, if was a rookie, will be way more interesting, but as a second year card is probably one of the most difficult to find. If you like cards with national team, there is a couple of releases in 2008 for the Euro 2008 with Benzema. The most difficult to find is actually this card from what is the name of this company? From Futera, I'm sorry. Again, some people like Futera, other people do not like Futera. You take your own decisions. I love those cards. I think those are fine. They are, again, $5, $10, sometimes less, sometimes more. The sticker, I would say, is the most easy to find. But again, is iconic. So now I'm talking more for collectors than for investors, because like I said, if you want to invest, I tend to believe that rookie stuff should be your main focus. If you are a collector, all of those are quite nice. Cards that I like quite a lot, at least I apply the same logic with Cristiano Ronaldo. His first card with Real Madrid, let's be real, Benzema was very good with Lyon, but the reality is he ended up becoming a legendary player with Real Madrid. So there is the ST sticker, there is the Mundi Chromo card, and there is the Mega Correx cards. Probably there is more release, and I'm choosing those three because are the ones with better lineage. The one that I believe will be the most difficult to find is the Mega Correx cards, because with Cristiano Ronaldo we are seeing that. So in that front, maybe you can pick those super cheap, and if you are a collector, those will be a nice addition to your collection. So ultra modern cards. On this front, there is a lot that you can choose. There is the Panini Prism 2014. Again, if you want to invest on those, I recommend going for color stuff or numbered stuff. There is the Select 2015, which is an important brand in ultra modern, and there is a lot of more like National Treasures if you want a high-end card. Panini Revolution, the design is quite beautiful. Treble, one of the best looking cards in the best looking sets in ultra modern. So there is a lot of options that you can choose. Probably the one that people will navigate the most will be the 2014 Prism World Cup, since that set is quite popular. Benzema market to finish this video, and let's see if this video was long or not. 20 minutes I think is a nice length. So Benzema market, look, the rookie, the Panini Foot, the main rookie, is the one that sells for most money, because in terms of lineage is the card basically. As you can see, prices are, I would say, quite solid. Look, a PSA 8 when the market was doing much well sold for 153, and right now, not right now actually, never mind, I was looking this at the wrong way. But let's focus now. Okay, the PSA 9 is actually a better example. A PSA 9 when the market was doing much well than it is right now, sold for almost $500 for 80. Not right now, but last month, a couple of days ago to be fair, a PSA 9 sold for 435. Again, less than was when the market was at all-time highs, but as you can see, not the difference is very small. So I tend to believe people are realizing more and more that Benzema is a special player. His career, like I said, is far from done. So even if you want to speculate, Benzema is a nice player to do that. So yeah, this card can potentially be a holy grail for Benzema without any type of doubt, or holy grail even on the market, because for Benzema is already a holy grail. The other card that I end up choosing, since there is a lot sales, I'm sorry, there is a good number of sales, is the 2014 base. If you go with color, of course, you need to adapt, but with base, as you can see, base is going down. So again, $25 for a PSA 10. Maybe that's a good deal, to be fair. I mean, cards, they go down, but they can't go down forever, if you ask me. So maybe that there is a good entry point. Is a market that I don't play a lot, but I thought was interesting to share. The WCCV cards, as you can see, the SCC 9 end up selling for a decent amount of money. I think in the long run this will look quite cheap, to be fair. But when you take a look at the SGC 8 and PSA 8, actually, which is very interesting, the SGC 8 sold for more than the PSA 8. Again, probably outlier, of course, but I still think those are quite nice to buy. I would focus more on 9s and 10s. There is no 10s, by the way, but if you can find a mint condition that can potentially be a gem mint on PSA, I think that's the move for the LCF. So guys, hope you guys enjoyed this one. Price is what you pay, value is what you get, collect things you love. See you guys tomorrow. Leave a like, check links on the description for Patreon, for eBay, for basically all the good stuff. All of that helps the channel quite a lot. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.